quote, "This is aggravating. He, in parentheses, Kramer, should have apologized and kissed my hand. That's what a European gentleman would have done." Referring to Kramer's testimony, in which he glanced several times at police reports, Gabor said, quote, "He has to read what he said because he forgot what he lied," end quote. Gabor also said she was surprised at Kramer's height, adding, "Did you see his arms? He's very gorgeous, but I don't think he's very brainy," end quote. Your Honor, I'm going to request at this time that the court hold the defendant in contempt for violation of the order. If there's some question as to the mental competence of the defendant, or she doesn't understand English, I'd like that cleared up at this point in time. It was clear to me, and I know it was clear to Mr. Grayson, and I assume it was clear to the court, that all witnesses and parties were to refrain from evaluating the case in the hallway, the court being concerned that this case was going to be tried to the press outside the doors of this courtroom. The defendant in this case continues to slap the system. She continues to ignore the orders of the court. I think this court has been as deferential as one can be in terms of her activities both inside the court and outside. And I think this is a direct violation of the contempt order.
All right, I would like to feel the court has not been deferential rather than just understanding, but Mr. Grayson, go ahead.
Your Honor, I trust that the court will deal with the matter appropriately. Ms. Gabor is naturally concerned about her trial, angry to perceive what she thinks are lies against her. And I think a warning from the court would be sufficient at this time.
All right, I will make a warning, but this will be the first and last warning that I will make. Ms. Gabor, I'm going to ask you to comply with the court order. You are not to make any comments to the media during the course of the trial. There have been too many comments made before the trial began, but now that the trial is in progress, you are to just say no comment. All right, do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir, but I didn't say to the press.
All right.
I didn't say to the press.
Well, don't say it in the presence of third parties. You may talk to your lawyer fully and other people, but not in the presence of the media. You have to do that in private. And when I say other people, I mean personals that are necessary to your case. All right, do we have an understanding about that?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very
Your
much.
Honor, I think this would also be an appropriate time to bring up something else. On Channel 11 News last night, a reporter reported the Beverly Hills Police, someone in the Beverly Hills Police Department said Ms. Gabor was a foul-mouthed, cheap lawbreaker. I know that the extension of the court's order to remain silent about the issues and opinions in this case extended only to Lieutenant Smith, who is the public relations officer of the Beverly Hills Police Department. I think this time would be appropriate for that comment, the court's order regarding comments and opinions extend to all officers on the force.
When originally made, it was intended to extend to the entire department, although it may not have been communicated to the entire department. I don't know if that alleged statement was made or when it was made. It may have been made prior to the beginning of this trial, if it was made, but the order is extended to the entire Beverly Hills Police Department, and I'll ask Mr. Fox that you or the representatives of the department who are present communicate that to the department.
And you've reviewed your police report in this matter a few times?
I've seen it a few times, yes.
You saw it when there was an investigation by the police department of your behavior?
Yes.
And in preparation for this case?
Yes.
Reviewed it with Mr. Fox?
Yes.
Even read a little bit on the stand, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay. Does that report say that you were 2 feet or 3 feet away from Ms. Gabor when she allegedly slapped you?
I don't know. I'd have to read it and tell you.
Let me show you a copy of it right here.
It says approximately 3 feet.
Did you type up this report?
No, I don't type.
What do? You write the report and then someone types it up?
That's correct.
Do you ever dictate it? Or you always handwrite it?
No, I print it. It's typed from there.
Okay. Now, did you change your testimony because after the demonstration of the alleged slap with Ms. Gabor, she couldn't reach you from 3 feet away?
I would object to the form of the question as argumentative, Your Honor.
Just ask him why he changed his mind.
I'm going to object to the form of the question as argumentative and assumes that he changed his mind, Your Honor.
Well, I would say it assumes a fact, not evidence, and that's something for the jury to determine, and his argument is sustained.
Okay, let me try once more to ask it in a non-argumentative way if I can, Your Honor. Did you just now testify that Ms. Gabor allegedly slapped you when she was 2 feet away from you?
About 2 to 3 feet, yes.
And your report says approximately 3 feet?
That's correct.
Those are two different statements, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Why did you go from the approximately 3 feet in your report to now the approximately 2 to 3 feet?
Well, approximate is a relative distance. I didn't actually measure with the tape measure how many inches between myself and her occurred. It was a question of proximity, which is 2 to 3 feet.
Okay, so approximation is like a guess, right?
It's my opinion, yes.
So when Ms. Gabor was reenacting the alleged slap, or I should say the alleged striking of an officer not in the line of duty, did you change your estimate because she was able to reach you from 3 feet away?
Yeah, the form of the question is argumentative.
I'll let you answer the question. Go ahead.
No, I didn't change my answer. The proximity when we were together yesterday, the reenactment of it was the approximate position of where she was and I was.
Okay. So you're just doing your best to guess correctly, or to estimate correctly, right?
In my opinion, that was the correct distance at the time, yes.
Now, you also appear on the stand to be what I would call, or what the TV advertisements call, cool, calm, and collected. I was wondering why you weren't, you said you were hot yesterday. I was wondering why you weren't cool, calm, and collected when you were on the, why you were hot on the street when you first stopped Ms. Gabor.
Why I was hot on the street?
Yeah, you mentioned that your clothing was hot.
Yeah, I wear a bulletproof vest, I have a dark uniform, boots, I have engine heat constantly, and the helmet on retains your body heat.
Okay. Did you notice what Ms. Gabor was wearing?
She had a dress on.
Did you notice that that might be making her?
Pardon?
Oh, I know what that is. Did you, I know it was a dress officer, did you notice if it was, the material was warm or lightweight or heavyweight or medium weight?
No.
Did you invite Ms. Gabor to stand in the shade with you while you're waiting for the call back?
No.
Okay. Why not?
For one thing, most people don't want to come out and talk to an officer that's issuing a citation. It becomes argumentative.
Mm-hmm.
If it's going to be issued, there's no sense in discussing it beyond what's been told how to correct it. Number two, it's hot outside, there's shade inside the car because you don't have the sun on top of your head. Where I'm standing at was very limited in the way of shade. It was a little cooler than in a motorcycle, but it wasn't totally in the shade itself.
As to the statement or comment that you heard her make, your best recollection of the statement that you heard was something to the effect of, who do you think you are, or possibly, who the fuck do you think you are?
And
Now, just a second, Mr. Crane. Where was your vehicle in relation to the Rolls Royce and the motorcycle when you say you heard this statement being made?
closer, but not yet parallel.
And in conjunction with the statement that you've just related to us, did you observe the defendant do anything to the officer?
Yes, she slapped him.
And when you say she slapped him, can you describe to us the manner and the location?
I believe she was using her right hand and reached up. It was very awkward, but she did swat him, slap him in the face.
Zsa Zsa, your reaction to
The court has made a new order that she's not even to reply to any questions from the news media, gentlemen. So we will.
You're going to be able to do that, Zsa Zsa? You're going to be able to not make comments?
Yes, I'm a strong woman. I'm a horsewoman.
Zsa Zsa, who are you sketching with?
The officer, the guard is
When can we see it?
It's not ready yet. He's fidgety. I have to see his
What does it look like? What's your impression of him in the
Very
artistic?
handsome.
Zsa Zsa, won't you show us that picture?
But it's ready, yes.
Zsa Zsa, how are you feeling emotionally about this point in time?
It's getting boring.
Why?
Zsa Zsa again demonstrates how broken English can make a point better than native fluency. Gabor says that, quote, "Nobody believes I can keep a gagging order."
Let me ask you a question.
No comment. No comment.
Think ahead for this week compared to last week. How do you think?
No comment.
Zsa
Designer
Zsa,
dress today, Zsa Zsa. How come?
Chanel.
Zsa Zsa, the trial is now in its second week. Are you going to have to buy some new dresses pretty soon?
Never. I have dresses for at least a year.
Are you tired of the trial?
This week as you did last week.
But now, Zsa Zsa, in your worst nightmare, did you ever imagine yourself having to say no comment?
I can say no comment. That's not a nightmare. Like this case, no comment. But I can plug my animals because I am with Prince Philip on the Save the Wildlife. I am with Greenpeace. I am with Love Unlimited in Palm Beach. I own that. We are raising drug-sniffing dogs to go to schools and sniff out the children who take drugs. So I think it's more important and more serious than all this. Anyhow, I love animals very much. That's why I married him. He's so wild.
How about that, Prince? Are you pretty wild?
No comment.
So he loved animals as much as I do. He was 5 years after me just for the same.
Silenced as an interviewee, Zsa Zsa tries her hand as an interviewer.
Why are you in
So
California?
last year, I had to spend most of the time going to trials and hearings and all kinds of things, fighting the case, so that I could get it up to U.S. Supreme Court because I feel like that my civil rights were
You are
violated.
right. You are right.
And
Talk up for yourself. Don't let them scare you.
I need $488 by tomorrow morning. Furthermore, I don't have a penny right now. Not one penny.
I'll give you some.
Will you?
No,
Anyway,
I give
it'd be
her much
more
more
than that.
than a penny.
I need all the money I can get.
Well, I
Everybody.
also do. I'm just having to pay my taxes. But I'll give you something. But
I
not
owe
uncommon.
everybody. And you see, the reason why is because I have been blacklisted. I used to work for the National...
Prince, your own outfit today is rather interesting. Would you describe it as sort of Dusseldorf cowboy?
No, it's a Tyrolean outfit. It's a Düsseldorf cowboy.
I love you. Cowboy in Europe. That's why I came to America, because I'm in love with every cowboy. That's why I made Hilton. The cowboy hat, European style for cowboy.
Yeah, that's a Tyrolean.
I am going to
Tyrolean
call him
outfit,
from
yeah,
now on
yeah.
a Düsseldorf cowboy. This is the best we ever saw.
I like that Düsseldorf cowboy.
Every European wants a cowboy outfit. When I came to America, the first person I met was Conrad Hilton with cowboy boots and a cowboy hat, and I married him. Cowboy is every European girl's dream. And still I love them. I have about 12 cowboy hats myself. I love freaking cowboy
Out of
hats.
a massive scandal and cover-up that took place about Burt Lance and Jimmy Carter and my horrible life since then.
Officer Scott Thompson testifies that Gabor threatened to use her friendship with former President Reagan and Nancy to fire the arresting officers. This so infuriates Zsa Zsa that she suddenly leaves the courtroom, sobbing. After a brief recess, Gabor returns to the stand and admits that during the arrest, she was, quote, screaming like a pig.
Did you go to a luncheon party that day?
Yes, the secretary of my manager of 22 years said, "Oh, Miss Gabor, you forgot Carl Ross's birthday. It's at Le Dome, and please come right away." So I jumped.
All right, excuse me just a moment. Let's get all the ground rules here, Ms. Gabor.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Yes, I don't know.
Please listen to the question, think about your answer, and wait till the question's finished before you begin your answer, because the court reporter can't take down both of you at once, all right? But think about your answer. And for instance, in this question, when you said yes, that was a good answer. Let's try and keep it as precise as possible, okay? All right, the answer is yes. Go ahead, Mr.
Yes,
Fraser.
Where was the luncheon?
at Le Dome restaurant on Sunset.
Were you invited with advance notice to the luncheon?
No, I just got back from Rome.
And how much notice did you have before you went to the luncheon?
Maybe a half an hour.
Okay. Whose luncheon was it?
My manager, Carl Ross's birthday.
And are you good friends with Mr. Ross?
He represents me 22 years.
I guess that means you're good friends.
No, we fight.
But you love him anyway, don't you?
I adore him.
And so hearing it was his birthday, did you jump into your car and go down to Les Dome?
Frederick was at the dentist. and I had the white car in the garage for 6 months.